welcome to another Wednesday night special edition of the greatest goddamn D&D. Oh, the greatest goddamn D&D in all the land. Welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. You got Sorak the Destroyer ready to slash and bash your Wednesday night with my epic crew of destroyers. We got Fang the Mang, we got Wilma Chattington, and that's with a hard A, people. And of course, the greatest goddamn DMDDN in all the land here, it's Nate Gonzalez. Take it away, Nate.
Thank you, Sorak the Destroyer, and welcome everyone to the night's Wednesday night edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. I officially hate that joke about Wilma with the hard A at the end. That's terrible.
It's a one-time use thing.
Yes, please never again. Welcome everyone to tonight's game. We got a short one ahead of us as I've got a game in an hour. So let's go ahead and get something rolling. Who wants to do a recap for inspiration? Don't everyone jump at once.
I thought we all had inspiration.
Nope.
I do. I don't think... Do you, Wilma?
Wilma's good. She doesn't even know what happened last time. She's not going to talk about how epic she was.
All right, I'll
Not
do it
yet.
again.
All right,
You know, I already have inspiration.
go for it. Go for it.
All right. So, as Fang is kind of holding back a little bit in this little dungeon where we met all of the weird beings, Solrak decides to open a bag to further examine what's inside, and he finds a kind of knotted out. What's it called? Harrington?
Haragon.
Yeah.
Haragon. No T. A Haragon. And we're like, huh, what's this? And it starts to eventually kind of regain consciousness, and it pops out, and we are now introduced to Wilmore's wife / aunt, which is, we're not going to really dive into that too much. Ignorance is bliss.
Pretty weird.
So we then realize, after talking, that we still need to get the fuck out of here safely too. So we're like, okay, apparently Wilma's belongings that were taken from Narvi are if we just follow this yellow path, which we do, and we are able to find a latch to open the wall. Solrak takes a unexpected little punch, so to say, from, I guess it was a little booby trap from opening this door, taking the brunt of the damage. We open it up, and it's a little library, so to say, with an old man sleeping in a rocking chair. Wilma is able to gather her belongings from the chest, and we then realize, hey, we should probably kill this old dude. And Wilma,
as you do.
As one does, yeah.
yes, as the moral monk I am, I'm thinking, hey, yeah, let's go along with this. But they've kind of molded me into the wrecking crew, so to say. So
you're rapping, so that's
and I now drink alcohol as well. Yeah, so Wilma decides to throw an absolute haymaker, turning the old man wakes up, turns into an old wise-looking fox, and we absolutely tear that thing down. And when doing so, prior to that, I noticed that the glasses that he's wearing had some arcane words that might kind of do something. So we collect that after Fang completely crushes in his skull. We hop out. We then realize, okay, the red path leads to certain death. So let's take this other path. But then we realize that there are some charred bones laying in the middle of the room. And the arm and the hand are pointing in this specific direction, one that's not kind of like along a path. So we're like, hey, maybe we're supposed to do this based off of what we were told earlier from the Sown sister. So we are able to find another hidden handle to open the wall. And again, Solrak takes an absolute beating from us opening this door, taking a lot of cold damage. We then walk into a room that's kind of it's got some stars and like celestial wall, so to say, with like and it's black. And then in the middle is a well filled with this black liquid. And upon further investigation, we kind of come to the conclusion that this is probably the Ebon Pool, and the Ebon Pool is the way out of this place. So Fang jumps in first, Storak soon to follow, and they fall into this pit where there is this grotesque being with a lot of tentacles, sharp tentacles, so to say, and sharp teeth. And after a little bit, Wilma realizes she probably should come down as well. And we kick this thing's ass per usual. That's what the wrecking crew does. And we're trying to figure out where to go from here because we followed the Ebon Pool, and we see a mask that we saw when we were first entering the Narvi's dungeon. So upon further investigation, we see that there's two levers, one in each nostril. We originally pulled them at the same time, and all of a sudden, everyone started getting sucked in. Luckily, we were able to save on the dex saving throw. And so then myself realized, all right, maybe we should pull one down and leave one up, in which causing Solrak and Wilma to get sucked down, only for them to pop out at the obelisk that's just right outside of Narvi's cave. And then I'm like, okay, now I need to get out. So I switched the lever only for then to activate the teeth on the mask. And I'm like, oh, nope, let's switch it back up. And it goes back to the way it was, how it was sucking everything in. And I decide to go for a little ride, and I end up outside in the obelisk with the rest of the gang. Wilma decides to leave something in kind of remembrance of Wilmore being left behind or being killed in the cave. So he decides to, write something on the obelisk, causing a being that we then can conclude that is from a different plane to pop out. And Wilma's just like, the fuck with this. We don't have time with it. Send it back to its original plane. And then we decide to get the fuck out of there. We call down to the airship, and we are getting the fuck out of there. And we fly up, and here we are.
Here you guys are indeed in the darkness, in the middle of the night, as the airship with the Dragon crew picks you guys up, scoops you on up, and you see good old Cuomo and Brutus wagging their tails, happy to see you guys back at it. And it is... Well, let's say Dell probably greets you guys as you guys all get on the ship now and says, it's good to see you all. He kind of takes a second to look around. Where is Wilmore?
I pull out my little vial. He didn't quite make it out as if we intended on him to. Nonetheless, he was turned into dust, which is in this vial, and apparently there may or may not be a small chance that we could reincarnate him. So I think, Sorek, that is the mission that we have right now, is to reincarnate him.
And no, this whole time I've been rolling around the ground with Brutus because I missed him so much. And I would say, Brutus! I was like, ah! And also, in between that, I'm like, God, it's extremely sad. It's extremely sad stuff. I love you, buddy. God, I love you. I've never been so sad in my life. Really, we got to get Chattington back.
Nonetheless, though, Dell, we did stumble upon his, wait for this, his wife/aunt, Wilma Chattington.
Yeah.
Get alert of that.
See, kind of just cocks his head to the side. He did mention his Uncle Fillmore quite often, but I won't even try to deduce what all that means. Wilma, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry to hear about your late husband. He's a fine gentleman. Kind of an ass, but he was fine.
And
She just kind of hops up and goes, I mean, he did have a sweet ass, but I'm real glad his friends are so upset with his passing. Interesting.
And you aren't.
Oh, I keep my emotions on the inside, but I just need to tell Frank and Ferdinand about their father.
Wait, what? Frank and Ferdinand? Who?
Who's Frank?
What?
Wait,
You
yeah.
have kids? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, the families at Waterdeep. They'll
Wait.
probably be.
What do those kids look like? They're like a weird rat thing, and you're his wife aunt, so he's
Well, first off,
particular.
he's not a weird rat thing. He was a fantastic halfling that saved your guy's ass apparently millions of times.
Oh, I'm not
according to
questioning.
this-
I'm not
this
questioning.
documentation I have.
Wilmer's look, but your side of it kind of brings the creepy side. If you think about it, you're the wife aunt thing. Wilmore himself is totally cool, and you came in, and now I'm like, what? It's
I just kind of look at him and go, "Oh, sweetie, you have no idea." And I shout.
yeah, no, clearly,
one-eyed
no.
wink.
I have no idea. I've never once encountered this scenario. I thought I had seen it all, man. Clearly, I've not seen it all.
Well, you know what they say. Nothing beats rabbit style.
I don't know what that means, and I'd really rather not find out. So, yes.
And then she like looks over at Brutus and gives him a wink too.
You stop that, and I covered the dog's eyes.
You
You're not joining this family.
Dell kind of looks at you, and now like recognizing, your cloak kind of pulled over and being dark. Now recognizes like your face and your appearance and everything. So, well, interesting. This is truly a Harrigan. He comes up to you like wide-eyed.
Yes. This is this plane is always as fun as it appears. Not quite home, but I guess it all depends where you are.
Home. So you are from the Fae then?
Well, of course. Where do you think I met Wilmore?
I have more questions. I don't think I have the time to ask them, but one immediately. Where do you all want to be going to?
So, Rick, do you think
Gentlemen.
we should go to the Temple of the Thant? Or what do you have to say, Wilma?
I think we head to Waterdeep. I mean, there is the Harper circles, and I mean, I don't know unless you guys have anything on the way that would be poignant.
Well, the only thing that's on the way, pretty much, is fucking Waterdeep, since we're in the middle of the ocean, essentially.
You catch on quite fast, my little bald friend. And she shoots you a one-eyed wink.
My whole face and bald head turned red. Waterdeep it is, I guess. And maybe we can go from there. Did you have anything in particular you wanted to do there, Wilma?
Well, would love to let the boys know about Big Papa. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's, I don't know what the rest of this adventure is. I mean, I feel like we're gonna kill Narvi somewhere, right? I mean, I guess the whole Daggerford thing. Apparently, that's a thing now. Just found that out. Maybe we go to Waterdeep and sort things out a little bit.
A good start, I suppose. Time is of the essence. God, how much time do we have left?
You would now realize that it is in the middle of the night, of course, leaving you guys with 15 days.
And it's 10 days to Waterdeep?
Correct. It's a 10-day travel to Waterdeep.
And then Waterdeep to Lathander is like a half a day?
Yeah,
Per day?
about. Mm-hmm.
And Waterdeep to Daggerford is a day?
Correct.
Okay, so 7, 8, 9. So there's 4 days to play with, essentially, outside of travel. Assuming everything goes well.
Assuming everything goes well.
Gents, now I don't know if Wilma would be able to do this, Solrak, but we could always. Give me 1 second. We could always. See. Use our concept teleportation.
What's that?
A bad idea. But
Just
yeah,
because
well,
the only thing is Wilma doesn't have it.
right.
I don't think we picked that up from Wilmore.
Nope. So,
Because
yeah,
from then,
let's
when
use
we
this.
arrive in Maelstrom, they could then teleport us from Maelstrom to Waterdeep. And that gives us 9.5 days to work with.
Am I able to travel with you guys, or is this a special shell game?
I mean, if you hold on to me, Double Eye Wink, we could see if you are able to teleport with us.
Can we teleport without all three? Anyone?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you can carry someone with them. I mean, I do remember when Harshnag, I think someone teleported out with him. So, but I don't know if you can carry someone. I am very teeny tiny. Fit right in your pocket, right in your back pocket,
Right in my
your
bag
front
of holding.
pocket. Oof, that's an interesting conversation. Let's have that one for a second.
I think you die if you're going to bag of holding.
You
No,
can
I think there's
survive a
air in
number of minutes equal to 10 divided by how many creatures are in there, I believe.
Yeah, it's basically, there's like air in there. It's like an extra dimensional portal.
Oh.
So you'd be able to breathe in there for 10 minutes, it's, I believe.
So, Solrek, you have a bag of holding, don't you?
I do. There's a little
Where-
wine in it too.
What? There you go, Wilma.
There's
Now,
wine in your bag.
now, does this sound like the plan? Like, because here's what I'm thinking. Maybe I hold on to Wilma, again, wink, and if she's not able to teleport with me, last resort, she comes with you and you just put her in the bag of holding. And we have Dell meet us in Waterdeep.
That's a great idea.
That saves us 9.5 days.
I
And we could always use the sending stone to communicate or update them with our location. Because, maybe we're not back in Waterdeep in 9 days, who knows, or 8 days.
At this point, I'm like elbowing Brutus, and I say, so clearly that's the leader. Pointing over to Fang.
Brutus,
I like
Brutus,
the idea.
Brutus growls.
I guess the ship and your friends, you guys just head to Waterdeep, and I mean, worst case scenario, we rendezvous there in a week.
Dell, I hope that works with you, and I apologize for, I guess, any inconvenience that this may have caused. But at this moment, our priorities are set with saving Faerun, and I think this is the best way of doing it. Would you be able to meet us in Waterdeep in 10 days? Or worst case scenario, I just update you on the sending stone.
Certainly, we will make our way up north towards Waterdeep. As you mentioned, it does take the 10-day travel, so feel free to let us know if there's any difference in that time, or if we shall continue on our path to meet you there.
I will certainly keep you updated.
Del, while we're away, there is a stone that apparently costs a lot of money. That is the key to bringing Wilmore back. you maybe do some research on it on your end?
Can ask around. Can you possibly elaborate? What exactly am I looking for?
Fang, do you remember the name of this particular stone? I believe what I remember is being told that it was just a lot of money.
Very
my friends,
valuable.
I can. I think I could chime in here, being a lady of the faith. You're probably talking about some very very high level clerics. Maybe my level, maybe higher, maybe lower, somewhere around there. They they can probably bring my sweet sweet Wilmore back, but it's probably best just to I know the Lathander. We could go to a Sharis temple, or really anywhere where we think there's a good cleric feeling to give us information on how we do this.
All right.
Well, it sounds like you have it under control then. We'll continue on our way up to Waterdeep, and Fang, I'll be anticipating a call from you. You're muted.
Yes, I was gonna say, is it me this time?
Yeah, no, we will definitely keep you updated on our whereabouts through the Sending Stone. But I think tonight, gentlemen and lady, I think we catch up on some rest after that fucking cave that we encountered. They give us some time with our loved ones as I squeeze Cuomo real tight.
And Brutus is like licking my face at this point. There's like slobbers everywhere.
But yeah, so I say we catch up on some rest, and we first thing in the morning, we head to Waterdeep, or I guess Maelstrom.
But first, I'm gonna run to the rations room, and I'm just gonna start stuffing my face for a while.
Was there anything? Yeah, I just want to make sure to any other belongings from Wilmore, perhaps. And I'm just kind of like scratching the back of my head. Any other information maybe you guys found on him or anything of that sort? Give me the book.
The book.
You know the one, maybe the one that was in Fillmore's skull. Sorek.
Oh, that book.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna get around to reading it, but I guess if you want it.
And
But
another thing.
I had given you everything already.
Oh yeah. I guess you gave me everything you would have presented me the book. Okay.
Room.
You know,
I don't know if you're drunk, but you have to keep that.
I've only been able to read this for a couple days, and I know at this point some rest is better for myself than continuing on reading this Nether Scroll. So Wilma, I don't know if you can do anything with this. Would you be able to maybe check this out and study it? Because this could potentially help save all of Faerun.
So I guess you'd kind of like hand me a fucking Nether Scroll, and would I even know what this is, Nate?
Make a either a history or arcana check.
They're both zeros, so there you go. A solid 5.
5.
Oh,
You don't know exactly what this is as Fang hands it over to you, but you imagine, as he kind of presents it, that it is some sort of scroll that holds some sort of immense powers.
So I guess I'd kind of like flip through it and roll through it and just kind of look at the words and be like, yeah, I think maybe this is probably good. I just don't know if we'll have the time.
I don't think so, but at this point, because I need the rest, and honestly, you may have had enough rest in that body bag, no offense. But whether you need the rest or not as well, I figured someone like yourself, is probably better off having it and maybe trying to study it while we have 8 hours of downtime.
I mean, if you call being bound and gagged rest, and I do a one-eyed wink at Cuomo.
And while this is going on, I come out with like literally just like chewing fucking rations and like jerky and shit. I'm feeding Brood. Oh, what you gotta figure out? Looks like you got under control. I'll be hitting the hay, and me and Brutish just get the fuck out of there and let them argue.
Well, I guess you're not a human as well, so I guess it's a
No,
little bit morally acceptable.
Yep.
But I don't like the whole winking at my my mount idea. And don't you dare make a joke about that name.
Not just like I'm like shaking because of the puns that are available at him calling it his mount. But out of respect to the bald one, I just go, sure, absolutely, my friend. I guess it's time to batten down the hatches and take a little bunny nap, if you will.
Yep, so I hand you over the Nether Scroll of Azamar.
And I take it and I just like fold it and like creased it with like no respect to this magical item and put it in my pocket. It's like, thank you so much.
It's technically a thin sheet of hammered copper, so I'm not sure if that would really work, but it's not like on a parchment.
All right.
There you go. Yeah.
If it's copper, I just bend it in half. All right. Well, I guess I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I guess so. As I go to my room and lock my door to make sure Cuomo's okay.
At that point, I just kind of go. I go into my room and I just kind of like hop in and I like, you know, I take off the Wilmore's breastplate and shield that was his, and I start just kind of skimming through, and there's text in there that you guys wouldn't have noticed because you wouldn't have been able to read it, and I read it, and you guys just hear this like weird little, just like teeny tiny sobbing. You probably can't hear it under your snores, but it's like she's really fucking sad, even though she's not letting anybody know about it.
Oh, that's sad. But I'm sleeping at this point, or I'm basically like Brutus is forgetting that he's a massive dog, and we're both. He's like on top of my chest, and I'm like struggling to breathe, but I don't really care. So happy to be with my dog. We just
Yeah, and I'm assuming I'm like in Wilmore's room, and like I look on his bed, and there's this like little little baby divot in the bed, and I go and I just like lay in the divot, and I'm just like.
Oh man.
I'm just a sad bunny, but like outside, you guys couldn't tell.
Inside, things got really sad, you know, like he was just having a little good old cry for Wilmore.
You guys all, have kind of taken a moment to recollect yourselves and speak with the crew of Dragon Cultist and settle yourselves in for the evening. You find yourselves in your little rooms with your small little beds and nooks, and situated with Cuomo and with Brutus and nuzzled up with them, and it feels good to finally be out of this dungeon of darkness and death and decay, and onwards and upwards to the goals and plans that you all have laid out in front of you. As you guys all lay down to get a night's rest, is there anything else anyone does?
Nope.
Alright.
I'm sleeping.
Okay. I need someone to roll me a d20, please.
I'm feeling lucky. Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, that's a D12. Sorry, Eminem. Not you. Bam. 14.
14. All right.
You want not too good, not too bad. If it's a monster, it's not
Right
gonna be a
of it.
fucking...
I really wish it was a solid 10, just right in the middle.
All right. So you guys all drift away to sleep for the evening, exhausted heavily, especially Fang and Solrak. You guys all drift into the darkness of sleep, and it lingers on for some time. A few hours goes on by.
This music's getting creepy, and I don't like it.
Until Solrak, you begin to hear distant, haunting cries in your dreams. Begin to cry out for help in all sorts of directions. It sounds like these echoes just kind of bounce all around you and all around your mind. And it kind of reminds you of all these lost souls that you saw in the Bond, the crystal, in the Death God's nursery. They call it. And as you start to hear these sounds, your vision begins to warp around with it in this dream that you're having. As you just see all these swirling souls lost and tethered to something. Seemingly like they just keep spinning around and screaming, kind of reaching out for your grasp and trying to grab onto something. And you see their white eyes as it pierces through you. And then it vanishes. And Fang, you begin to hear these whispers and cries come into your mind as well. As they seem to jolt you a little bit. It comes with visions of hallways full with eyes, just seamlessly endless. Just eyes all along the walls, peering at you and staring at you. They blink, and when one blinks, they all blink. And then they open up their eyes, and in the cascade, they all open up their eyes. They all kind of have this weird unison, like disconcerting glow to them as they kind of just peer out at you. And at the end of the hall, this growing white light gets stronger and stronger and brighter, and your body feels like it's being pulled in, and then suddenly two black tentacles whip out from it and wrap around your body, squeeze you tight. You feel the air exhume from your body as you disappear into that white light. Wilma, in your room as you drift off into sleep, you hear the cacophony of whispers crying out from everywhere all around you. They all seem to be crying out and reaching for some sort of help, crying to you. And then all of a sudden, these voices begin to get louder and stronger. Imagine the power, the strength, the destruction. It can be yours. You feel a slimy tentacle wrap around your ankle and begin to go up through the fur of your lower body and begins to wrap around your abdomen and gets higher and higher as it climbs up. Imagine the embrace, the strength that you can have. Narvi has already killed one. Join him. The rest is futile. And you feel the tentacle squeeze around you as this white celestial kind of beacon radiates out, blinds you, and you have to try to squeeze your eyes and throw your paws up in front of your face, blocking out this light. And it's intense, and it drops, and all of a sudden you see a hall of mirrors around you, just refracted, different images of yourself. And then you look over and you see Wilmore, and you look over again and you see a demonic kind of creature with bat-like wings up, curved along its back, and these curved horns on its head. And as you keep on looking around, they become more and more fractured and refracted, and one by one they all begin to shatter until the light blinding on these the shattered pieces of the mirror fall down into the ground, and you're jolted back again, breaking from this veil of illusions. And the three of you guys all kind of wake up simultaneously, breathing heavily, sweating immensely, and and you look down, and the floor around you is gone. You can just see the dark sky and clouds underneath of you. You take a moment as you back up in your beds and grab onto what you can as you feel this immense dread as if you're about to drop and fall hundreds of miles to the ground into nothing but darkness. Nothing but a veil of darkness of which Faerun has been shrouded in. As you guys hold on for your dear lives and feel the wind blowing up around you. You now finally wake up, actually in your beds, and sweating, as mentioned, and breathing heavily, as it seemed like you guys just did in this dream. Shaken and unsure of what that means, you all are woken up about 4 hours into your night's rest.
Ah, fuck. Can we at least take a short rest?
You hear as Dell yells down from the ship, and he begins to, like, you hear heavy footsteps on the top level. Is everyone okay down here? As he begins to run down.
I need to roll a bunch of d6s for 4 hours worth of this. Let me figure that out.
You're up to full health probably.
Yeah, buddy.
Not really though. But why? What's wrong with you?
The men, everyone started going mad up here. He started having visions of madness, all sorts of aberrations and tentacles and illusions and hearing whispers and calls, and the ship felt like it was starting to sink and being pulled, and as if it was being tethered in some sort of direction. And then I heard you all scream. It seemed like all at once. And then there was
That's exactly
what I
what
heard. If I heard them screaming, I'm pretty sure I was more manly about my wake up, you know.
Sorek, I heard yours immediately. It sounded, ah! I could tell it was yours.
I don't know what you think you heard, sir, but I clearly did not wake up like that, and I'm like quite embarrassed because I'm pretty sure.
Wait, hold on. So you guys had those night terrors as well?
I mean,
Night terrors.
Night terrors, you're typically sleeping. We were all awake and, manning the ship and doing what we could. We saw, couldn't even tell you how many eyeballs we saw just floating out, glinting into the night sky. One of immeasurable size seemed to just shatter in front of us.
I saw.
Kind of like what I saw in my dream. It was a
I saw
hallway
so
of eyes.
Saw eyes. I think Narvi's behind this. I think something may be following us. It's weird that it affects the ship, right?
Well, it's not only the ship, but it seemed atmospheric. It's like everything around us was suddenly just shifted and changed, and it felt like almost another dimension.
I look over at Fang. Did Narvi figure out how to use the deucium?
Maybe we do have less than 15 days.
We better get going as soon as possible.
Maybe try the horns, my friends.
You think
But-
now?
Do you really feel comfortable leaving your friends here?
I don't think we have a choice. It almost seems like 10 days back to Waterdeep is entirely too long.
Can
If I can transfer you in my bag, maybe I can also fit Brutus.
Yes,
and maybe you see if you can take Cuomo, Fang?
it's worth a shot, but we've got to make it extremely fast.
Well, how about? And I look at my wrist, even though there's nothing there, and I go, "How about now?"
The only issue is we really need a long rest.
Well, can't we do it when we get wherever we're going?
Yes.
I suppose.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think Cuomo would fit.
How far can she fly? Can she fly by herself? If
I
something
don't
happens to the ship,
I don't suppose she'd fly any faster than the ship, though.
that's fair. Well, if something happens to the ship, she can always jump off and fly. And then Brutus, do you think he could fit in the bag? Because I like looking at me, I kind of look down. I go, I know I can.
I think
He
he could.
could. It's gonna be damn tight, but he might fit in the bag.
Or, I mean, Fang, why don't you try? If you try and it works out, then he can easily take Brutus, and I get half of the bag.
Yeah.
My only thing is, if we leave Cuomo, I feel like we should leave Brutus as well. I don't want to leave Cuomo on the airship by himself.
Well, here's the thing: if the airship crashes, Cuomo could fly, and I kind of like look down. And I go, Brutus probably ends up down there.
Well,
That's right. And you've seen how these guys were driving. I don't want to leave my dog here. Brutus comes with me.
let me try something here. As I pull out my potion of diminution,
You got it.
and I'm like, Cuomo, try drinking this real quick, please. Trust me. And Cuomo tosses it back its suck hole. And I'm like, please work, please work. Does anything happen?
You guys watch as Cuomo drinks back this potion, comically shrinks down to, about 5 foot size. Instead, he almost looks like an eagle now in size, essentially.
All right. Whew. Cuomo, you have to trust me on this one. As I open up my bag of holding and just kind of force him in there. And then real quick, as soon as I shut it up, I pull out my contra teleportation and just go as I blow it.
Fang blows into his contra teleportation after stuffing Cuomo in his bag of holding. You guys watch as this kind of tsunami of waves kind of swirls around him. This ethereal mist envelops around him and splashes away, and Fang and Cuomo are no longer on the ship.
Whoa, it worked. Okay. Well, let's do this, guys. Wilma, grab her. I'm sorry, ma'am. Put her on top of Brutus so that I can put them both at the same time. Guys, I'll be as quick as possible. Hold on. I'll put him in. I grab my horn. Be safe, gents. See you soon. And I go, horn!
I need a performance check for that one. No, so yeah, you go and blow into that, just stuffing Wilma in the bag of holding, and then stuffing Brutus in there. He kind of yelps out a little bit after tucking away inside there, and you reach into the bag, grab the conch, and blow into that thing, and you get enveloped in that swirling mist of ethereal waves as well, and splashes you and the rest of them into oops, not right here actually. You guys land in that teleportation circle on the second level of Maelstrom. Sorak, you land right behind Fang after he's kind of standing up and brushing himself off. I have you guys already on the third level here because I did the wrong.
That's where we're going.
Yes, exactly.
As soon as I land, I literally dump out the bag. And
Second level, rather.
out come Brutus and Wilmore. And note the wine that was in there wasn't in a bottle; it was just all splashing in there. So I'm sure they were soaked.
Well, so like as you like dump us out, you realize there's a lot less wine than you thought would have came out of there, and Wilma's just sitting there like, whoo.
Looking at it. So someone had fun in there. You want to go back in?
And I go, I mean, you have to define not drinking all the wine is fun.
I pull out Cuomo as soon as I get out.
And then I grab my thing and I go, please forgive me.
So I imagine you guys then make your way up the stairs. You get yourselves up to the two hill giants outside the door, Tug and Cog. Say, oh, we go, Wrecking Crew. Hello, it's good to see you. As they kind of straighten their big bucket helmet on top of their heads. You have to have the password if you want to get in.
Oh, God damn it. Man, what was the password?
Well, it was password.
Tug looks at Cog. Is that this week's password? I don't know. I thought you were supposed to know. And then you hear a voice coming, booming from beyond them. Let them in there, please. And yes, Hekaton. And you see both of them kind of push open the door beside. The king will have your presence now. As they kind of just push open the doors and lead you guys on in here. And Hekaton's sitting here with Princess Sarissa and his brother Uther, as you guys recognize from previous times with them. And Hekaton just greets you guys. Wrecking Crew, it's good to see you. Where's the little fella?
I give Hekaton her and my liege. Wilmore has temporarily passed to the other realm, but trust me, you'll see him sooner or later. This is his next of kin, and I point to Wilma. Her name is Wilma Chattington. It's Wilmore's wife aunt. I whisper the aunt part.
I go, or aunt wife, and every time you guys tell someone Wilmore's dead, you see her visibly getting more and more depressed. But still, it's just for a hair, right? And then she goes right back to being just stoic.
Says, Wrecking Crew, I'm sorry to hear of your loss. Wilmore was quite the asset, and, a little man, he had quite big powers within him. To fight alongside with us giants and take some down himself. Showed a lot of prowess.
My friend, the only sorrow will be whoever gets in our way. And I kind of look at Fang and Solrek. Now why are we here?
Well, we do need to load up on supplies. We could use some rest. We could use a good meal, my liege.
Well, not only that. Well, I didn't really consider that, but for one, I feel as if they should know about what's going on. Well, they probably know, but and two, we could teleport from here to Waterdeep, saving us 9 days.
Well, I go ahead and interject here. Yes, Solak will go ahead and certainly get you guys a nice room to stay in, as much food as you'd like. As far as supplies, I can certainly give you all a couple of potions if you'd like, but I'm afraid that we can't, be of too much assistance with all that. This enemy that you were speaking of, is this still Narvi?
Oh, you better believe it.
He's still up to no good, and he's getting closer and closer as the days go by to fulfilling his ultimate goal of destruction. And while the Wrecking Crew is able to slow down his approach, he's still very powerful.
Indeed he is. So what is the plan then?
Well, I think we try and get a night's rest here. We were interrupted, halfway through our sleep by what we believe are part of what Narvi's doing to Faerun, this darkness that's taking over Faerun, and we had the worst night terrors. Ones that we all kind of had similar ones, and it woke us up in the middle of the night. And hopefully we can get a good night's rest here, and then proceed with the plan in the morning.
See,
Did you guys encounter anything within the last few hours?
you see Uther kind of look around at a Hecaton and then kind of bends over a little bit and looks down at Sarissa. Can you elaborate on these night terrors?
Certainly. So, while I was asleep, I found myself kind of in similar to Narvi's cave again, and going down a hallway with all these eyes beating down on me. And then, no further after that, I am wrapped around these black tentacles that start to squeeze the life out of me until I am breathless, and I wake up covered in sweat, puffing and puffing, only for them to see that, this is happening while we're asleep on the airship. I look down, our bed is gone, the bottom of the airship is gone, and I can see directly below us. And then we wake up again, puffing and puffing, and covered in sweat. And the Wilma and Solrak had similar encounters as well.
I was going to ask, same types of visions.
I saw souls similar to the ones that came out of this giant stone thing that Narvi had in a holding area where it was being fed directly into the creature that he was harboring. Souls were... Honestly, they were swirling all around me. And I could feel Narvi's presence amongst them. It was an evil, dark feeling. Something I've never felt like before.
You see, there's been talks of a few of us having similar dreams within the last week or two. Strange visions of terror and eldritch abominations and aberrations and all sorts of veils of illusions and strange. It's like a reflection of this world, but darker and full of despair. It was alien-like.
Yeah. That's it.
It's not just you all. We were wondering the same. If there was some sort of madness going around. But it seems as if we're not alone in this. As if you're not alone in this.
Feels as though the planes may be colliding.
Maybe Narvi's using the Dusium to drug us in some sort of way, bring us into a madness, if you will.
Ooh, that would be
possible.
I'm not sure. The Dusium, there's only a finite amount, and from what I understand, to be able to manipulate and harness and empower it as you shall, I'm not sure if it's that sort of capabilities, but I don't know what Wilma says kind of makes me ponder a little bit. 'Cause what we did see seemed like things from other planes.
Oh.
And upon us getting to, I guess, Narvi's temple, while we were in the air, we did encounter some creatures that
we realized aren't from this plane either.
That's right.
So it's extremely plausible that that is happening.
It is a little odd with you guys, with Wilmore taking down the Apropole or whatever its name was, by itself mostly.
Right.
Yet,
Totally.
yet this stuff still seems to be accelerating. You would have figured maybe if you took down that it would slow, but here we are.
Are you referring to the aboleth?
Didn't you guys? Because I heard the Stone Sisters saying that they were going to sacrifice me to something. I'm assuming you killed it.
I don't think the aboleth is dead.
I'm not talking about the Aboleth. I'm talking about something else that would bring inspiration upon, many evil entities to inspire them to do things. I'm assuming
I'm
you guys
honestly
probably.
feeling pretty inspired right now. I don't know about you guys. I haven't felt this inspired in quite some time.
I feel
You're
as
right.
though I'm assuming you guys were probably inspired to kill something before you got to me. Wasn't that part of his master plan? I was going to be sacrificed.
We did kill it. What we believe is the soulmonger that was in the
Well, wouldn't you think that all of this stuff would slow down after you killed the soulmonger? Just
I
saying here that it didn't.
don't think it would slow down, but it only helps Narvi more.
I think the soulmonger was just part of the plan. He was sort of his gatekeeping creature almost. An insurance policy, but whatever Narvi wants, he's a selfish being. He's not going to cede being the most powerful being in the universe to anything. The power's going to him. and
Are
that
you
can
in-
be rough.
Wilma, are you insinuating that maybe the soulmonger was a distraction to his real plan?
That's really deep, but no, I was just saying I would have figured after that happened, this wouldn't be happening, because this seems to be right along with his plan.
Precisely. And that's why we got to get the water deep as soon as possible. And do you think we maybe dive down into Skullport as well, or head to Daggerford?
I will tell you about Skullport. I do know that one of the reasons that I was trying to find you guys is that when I caught a couple Zentirum when I was doing my stuff, they mentioned that there was something being fed in Skullport. I don't know if we have time, but perhaps something in Skullport could weaken Narvi's hold on Daggerford. Just a thought.
It almost sounds like we have to then take that out as soon as possible.
But let's Shorty.
No one expects us to go there, though.
Oh, I'm sure someone as powerful as him expects pretty much everything.
Well, I guess we'll have to hit the son of a bitch twice as hard then, huh?
From what I read, that's never stopped y'all from before. But Tiny and I motion over to Hecaton. Is this place safe to maybe keep us safe to recoup on our, and I point to both of them, injuries, exhaustion, tiredness?
Yes, as I mentioned, if you all need a bed, you guys can certainly stay downstairs for the night.
Thank you, my king.
Much appreciated.
So don't think anyone or anything will be making its way inside of these coral walls anytime soon.
And one more thing, my king. Last time when we helped save your daughter, you said that you would consider sending men to the cause of Daggerford when the time came. Well, as you can hear us talking, the time is almost here. And as you can also see, this Narvi threat doesn't just affect us now. It also affects you, your kingdom, and the daughter you and us fought so valiantly to protect and retrieve. So if you could, again, consider helping us in the cause when the time comes in a few days. The fate of the world depends on it.
See, Hekaton just kind of looks at Uther. Uther looks back at him, gives him kind of like a stern face, and just slowly gives him a nod. And Solrak, you have our word.
And I give him a... Then I head down to the room.
All right.
Before I go to bed, I must say how amazing it is to see all three of you guys up there together.
Thank you, Fang.
Didn't you guys have another giant friend? And I kind of like pull out Wilmore's text, start flipping through it.
What now?
Didn't you guys have another giant friend?
Yeah, Harshnag. I wonder how he's doing.
Oh, Harshnag. No, he's... Let me go get him for you. He's lounging in the quarters back here. I'll go get him. And Uther
I was walking up, I heard Harshi, and then Harshi's name being said. I was like, oh.
Uther kind of steps on over here, and
He's gonna be a
disappears for minute.
little. He's gonna be a little upset when he finds out about the little one.
Yeah.
Uther comes around the corner. No one seems to be walking behind him, and then a couple seconds later, you guys see Harshnag. Boom! Big step walks down to the hallway. Kind of has to duck down a little bit. He continues walking out, and you guys look at him. You notice he seems to be like walking with a little bit of energy.
Hey.
And his
Yeah, look
skin
at
and
him.
everything, you guys kind of look at him, it seems to still like be like a little deteriorated and everything. But he looks at you guys and says, Solrak, Fang! Who's this? And kind of pulls the hood back from Wilma and says, oh, sorry, little fella. Where's Wilmore? Wilmore, get out here! Come here, give me a hug.
Harshi. I look down for a few seconds.
I pull out the vial as he says that, like kind of slowly, and just shake it a little
Wilmore!
bit.
Unfortunately, met his untimely end for now at the hands of Narvi. He was disintegrated. But, not to worry. We will bring him back. That I promise. How close you two were. And we have sworn our lives that we will bring him back. We will also take down that son of a bitch Narvi for doing that to him.
See, as you're saying this to him, he's just grabbing his fist and white knuckling. And yeah, Wilma.
While he said, like, after Harshnag said, like, get out here, little buddy, I want a hug. Like Wilma just kind of like nuzzled up to his leg and gave him a little hug and was like, yeah, I want one too. And then she casts level 7 Greater Restoration on him, just to whatever's ailing him.
Sure. Yeah, as you cast Greater Restoration on him, it just in case you're not fully aware, Greater Restoration does have a component cost to it.
Oh, it does? Okay, I'll get
yes,
some.
but yeah, you go and restore him as you cast this radiant magic over his body and giving him a hug, and you see, you know, a bit of his skin seems to be like rotting away a little bit. But as you look a little bit closer, Wilma, you seem to notice that it seems to actually, the skin seems to be deteriorated, but it actually seems to be healing now. as if all these kind of wounds and everything, even before this restoration, but now that you cast this greater restoration on, it seems to really be like kind of healing him over a bit more and kind of regenerating these wounds at a rapid speed. And you guys all look over at him and you see that his skin, which once was like kind of really emaciated and torn, and there's lots of wounds and holes almost like kind of ripped in it, really looks like it's healing back over, and his strength seems to be regaining. I'm sorry to hear about Wilmore, guys. Oh man, I really always liked him. He's quick with a joke, and he was always one that will light up my smoke. And man, I don't know what the hell to do here anymore. But what did you guys all do? Because within the last 8 hours or so, I've been starting to feel a lot better.
Well, you destroyed the soulmonger. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Wilmore also put a hurting on Narvi, I believe.
What?
Oh, well. I did slash and bash him pretty good. It was pretty cool. You should have been there after, Wilmore was killed by him, right? And he came right back. The Narvi was like, psst, and then turned him into dust. And then I came in and did all the damage on him.
Don't be so insensitive, Solrek. Wilmore.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Wilmore did all the damage, and then he tripped and fell, and he hit his head real hard. He turned to dust. Yeah, that's what happened.
Well, a lot to take in, but what you mentioned something about a soulmonger. I'm thinking,
Right.
What the hell is that?
It was like Narvi's evil monster thing. It kind of looked like a big blobby baby thing. It was huge.
And it was it was tied to like an umbilical
Souls
cord.
attached to souls. It was pretty fucked up stuff, man.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin with that.
Like the baby cord thing, but it didn't go to a mom. The mom is like this massive structure filled with souls. Yeah.
Souls.
That's how it got stronger. That's right, souls.
And you saying that you all destroyed this thing? Like, I don't know, was that like within the last 8 hours or so?
Yeah, I'd say so. I smashed that up pretty good. Actually, Narvi trapped me next to it. And I started hitting it. And hitting it. And hitting it. Until, it went.
Well, I mean, you guys were calling this a death curse. You guys said that snake guy called it that at Emirates. If that's the case, I think you guys might have fixed it.
Yeah! And I give him a little high five.
Yeah.
I just kind of look up at Harshnag and go, so, sounds like you're in.
Oh, you are just like the little man, aren't you? Goddamn right, Harshnag's in. Yeah!
But don't you think if we killed that thing, that we wouldn't have had these night terrors?
Oof, I don't know nothing about no night terrors, but I guess it's not related. I don't know. All I can tell you is I'm feeling better. You guys destroyed the thing. Seems like whatever was afflicting me, ailing me, it ain't no more, so high five, Wrecking Crew.
Ha ha! Yeah! Well, I think we need to rest tonight. And then it's time to start taking that son of a bitch Narvi down for good. Bring back the little one.
Think it sounds like a plan, Solrak. Sounds like a goddamn plan.
All right. Well, gents, if you don't mind me, I'll start making my way to hit the old Sackaroo. I'm gonna make my way downstairs.
Yeah, I'm following right behind you, Sorek. God.
As they leave out, I look up at Harshnag and I just go, "He wrote about you. He liked you too." And then she just kind of hops out.
Kind of just looks around the room and, well, Hekaton, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna go with these little fellas. They've helped me out more times than I can count, and they need me. They need me. Hekaton just looks back at him. Or Snag, you do what you have to do. You know, if you need a place to stay, Maelstrom is yours just as well. Kind of just gives him a light little bow and disappears, going out the room, following right behind you guys.
Oh,
And-
shit.
As you guys all head on out of the room, finding your ways into your quarters for the evening to tuck away for the night, you find these giant-sized beds ready for you guys to roll around in at your leisure if you like. You know, it's like take a California king and times it by like 4, and this is like kind of like the bed style that you guys got presented for you. And so plenty of leg room and plenty of space to hog the covers. And you guys find a place to sleep, and we'll pick it up here the next time I think we all get together after you guys hopefully take this long rest.
Oh.
Better be.
Nice fucking 14, Solrak.
Hey, if it was a 20, I still think it could have been something bad. You never know.
We would have fell out the bottom of the ship.
Yeah, we were dead.
Probably.
So there you go.
Alright guys, well thanks for playing for this short one. We'll get back together this Sunday and pick it up right here. I think that's about it. Go ahead and take that short rest, ladies and gentlemen, and look out for those goblins under the stairs.
Hell yeah.
Take it easy. Peace out.
Cheers.